What happens when two powerhouse singers clash over creative control and artistic integrity, right in front of a live studio audience? The result was more explosive than anyone could have predicted. Before we dive into this unforgettable confrontation, make sure to subscribe and tell us in the comments. Should artists protect their original work at all costs or evolve with the times? The Clarkson show was buzzing that afternoon. The audience was electric, thrilled to see two icons share the same stage. The guest of the hour, the legendary Patti LaBelle, the godmother of soul. Everyone expected laughter, nostalgia, and maybe even a duet. Two generations of powerhouse voices blending into magic. Kelly walked out in a bright yellow dress, radiant and smiling. "All right, everybody," she said, her energy contagious. "We have such a treat for you today. One of my absolute heroes is here, a woman who has blessed us with her voice for over 5 decades. Please welcome the incomparable Patti LaBelle." The crowd erupted as Patti stepped out in a shimmering, emerald gown that caught every light in the studio. She moved with quiet grace, her silver hair glowing under the stage lights. Timeless, regal, unforgettable. "Miss Patti," Kelly said, grinning wide, "thank you so much for being here. I've been a fan since I was a little girl singing in church. Your voice, your soul, and you've inspired me in every way." Patti smiled, kind but reserved. "Thank you, sweetheart. It's always nice to meet young artists who understand that singing isn't just about notes, it's about connection." Kelly leaned forward, eyes shining. "Speaking of connection, I was hoping we could do something special today. My producers worked on a new arrangement of your classic Lady Marmalade one with a modern twist. I thought it would be amazing if we could perform it together, kind of like a passing of the torch moment." The crowd murmured in excitement, but Patti's expression shifted and ever so slightly. "A modern twist?" she repeated softly, her tone warm but edged. "What exactly does that mean, honey?" Kelly smiled, gesturing toward the band. "We've updated the arrangement, added some modern beats, a touch of auto-tune for a current sound, and simplified a few vocal runs to make it more accessible to today's audience. You know, bringing it into this decade." A polite laugh rippled through the audience, but the air had tightened. Patti's smile thinned. "Simplified the vocal runs?" she asked, her voice calm but sharp as glass. "And auto-tune?" Kelly hesitated. "I know it sounds different," she said quickly, "but younger listeners really connect with that polished sound. We just want to make sure your music reaches as many people as possible." Patti inhaled slowly, then spoke with the calm authority of someone who had lived through 5 decades of musical revolutions. "Kelly, sweetheart," she began, "let me explain something to you about Lady Marmalade. That song wasn't written, it was born. It came from emotion, from struggle, from triumph. Every run, every growl, every imperfection, and that's not just technique. That's life." The room went silent. "When you talk about simplifying those runs or smoothing them out with auto-tune," Patti continued, "you're not evolving the song. You're erasing the struggle that made it what it is. There's a difference between evolution and erosion." Kelly's smile wavered. The camera zoomed in, capturing every tenth second. "But Miss Patti," Kelly said carefully, "music has to change. The industry has evolved. What worked in the 70s doesn't always work now. We have to meet people where they are." Patti's eyes sharpened. "And where are people, Kelly?" she asked softly. "Are they so hollow they can't feel soul unless it's been processed? Have we lowered the bar so far we call it progress?" The audience barely breathed. Kelly's voice trembled, though she tried to stay composed. "That's not fair. I'm not dumbing it down, I'm trying to connect. My audience trusts me to bring them something that speaks to them in their time." Patti let out a soft musical laugh, part amusement, part disbelief. "Their time?" she echoed. "Honey, music is time. Emotion doesn't expire. When I sing, I'm not adjusting my soul for convenience. I'm speaking directly to theirs. Souls don't change." Kelly's tone hardened. "Presentation matters. You can have all the soul in the world, but if people can't relate to how it's packaged, they tune out. That's the reality now." Patti's voice grew quiet but carried across the room like thunder. "Do you hear yourself? Entertainment landscape? This isn't a product launch. This is art. Music that heals, that tells truth. You're talking about market strategy while I'm talking about humanity." In the control room, producers exchanged panicked looks. This was supposed to be a feel-good interview, not a generational reckoning. Kelly straightened. Look, Miss Patti, I respect everything you've done, but I've sold millions of albums too. I know how to connect with people. And I was connecting with people before you were born, Patti replied evenly. I've watched this business chase every gimmick, every shiny new sound. The only thing that lasts is truth. People might change what they listen to, but not what they feel. Kelly stood pacing behind her desk, frustration breaking through her composure. You know what? I'm tired of being talked down to like the younger generation doesn't get it. I've poured my heart into every song I've written. My music has helped people. Don't tell me that's not authentic. Patti didn't flinch. I never said your art isn't true to you. But when you take my art, my story, and process it until it sounds like everything else, that's not honoring it. That's hollowing it out. Kelly's voice cracked. So what am I supposed to do? Sing every classic exactly like it was? Never reinterpret anything? Just karaoke your legacy? Don't twist my words, Patti said firmly. There's a difference between interpretation and imitation. Interpretation comes from understanding. What you're describing is appropriation. You want the shine of the legacy without carrying the weight of it. Kelly's cheeks flushed. That's ridiculous. Every artist builds on the past. The Beatles built on Chuck Berry. Madonna built on disco. I'm building on voices like yours. And the Beatles, Patti replied, her voice low and steady, understood Chuck Berry before they built on him. The crowd gasped. Kelly froze. The tension was electric. Patti pressed on. You're talking about taking a song born from struggle, especially for women of colors, and sanding off its soul until it's safe for mass consumption. Kelly's voice trembled. So that's what this is about, huh? It's not the music, it's about who's allowed to sing what. You're gatekeeping. Patti's tone dropped into steel. Child, I've spent my life breaking gates down. I've mentored more singers than I can count. But I won't watch someone turn music born of pain into a brand exercise. Don't you dare lecture me about struggle, Kelly shot back. I grew up poor. I fought my way here. I earned this. Did you? Patti asked quietly. Or did you learn to give them what they wanted? Because there's a difference between earning your place and being handed one for playing by their rules. Kelly's voice broke. That's unfair. I've never compromised who I am. Then why ask me to? Patti replied, her tone soft but devastating. You didn't invite me to collaborate. You invited me to validate your version of my song. Kelly's shoulders sagged. I just wanted to share your music with a new generation. And that's the problem, Patti said. You assumed what I'd want without asking. That's not collaboration. That's control. Kelly's voice rose. That's how it works now. Teams, producers, managers. When did we decide professionalism meant removing the artist from their own art? Patti interrupted. When did the business start mattering more than the music? Because if no one hears it, Kelly said, voice breaking, what's the point? At least my way, people discover your song again. Patti shook her head slowly. And what version would they discover, Kelly? The one with my name but not my soul? Does that really honor anyone? Kelly's patience finally cracked. The real thing is 50 years old. People change. The world changes.
I don't want it frozen, Patti said sharply.
I want it respected. Growth is beautiful. Dilution is not. Kelly threw up her hands. Then what's the answer? Should young artists never reinterpret the greats? The answer, Patti said softly, is respect. Understand the foundation before you rebuild the house. Some songs are sacred because they already said everything that needed to be said. Kelly's voice trembled. I was trying to bring truth. Patti's gaze was steady. Your truth, sweetheart, seems to be that you don't trust your audience to feel greatness unless it's diluted first. The words hit like thunder. Kelly's face went pale. Patti reached for her purse. I've seen enough. I won't stand here and pretend that compromise is collaboration. Not when it means selling out what made me who I am. Kelly's voice cracked. Miss Patti, please. We can fix this. Patti paused at the edge of the stage, her voice turning gentle but unyielding. Some things shouldn't be fixed. Some things are sacred. Until you understand that, you're not ready to collaborate, not with me, not with anyone who truly lives their art. And with that, Patti LaBelle walked off. The Kelly Clarkson Show, leaving behind a stunned host, a silent audience, and a moment destined to echo across entertainment history. Kelly stood frozen under the hot studio lights, Her expression caught between anger, shame, and realization. The cameras kept rolling, capturing the instant when performance gave way to truth. So what do you think? Was Patti right to defend her legacy? Or was Kelly simply trying to share timeless music with a new generation? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more unforgettable stories from the world of music and fame.